Have you ever wondered why someone who once seemed deeply interested suddenly becomes distant? She replies less. She stops initiating conversations. The warmth slowly disappears, and the more you try to fix it, the further she seems to move away. Most men assume they've done one big thing wrong, but that's rarely the truth. In reality, attraction usually doesn't disappear overnight. It slowly fades because of small emotional patterns that quietly change the way she experiences the relationship. Today, we're going to uncover the real psychological reasons men lose women, and more importantly, how emotionally healthy men naturally regain respect, curiosity, and genuine attention, not through chasing or manipulation, but through emotional intelligence. Let's begin. Part 1. Attraction doesn't end. Suddenly, most relationships don't collapse because of one argument. They slowly weaken because emotional energy changes. Psychologists often describe attraction as something that needs emotional movement. People become emotionally engaged when interactions create curiosity, growth, connection, and positive emotions. But when everything becomes predictable, or emotionally heavy, interest often begins to decline. This doesn't mean someone stopped caring overnight. It simply means the emotional experience has changed. Many men mistake comfort for connection. They assume that once attraction exists, it will remain forever without effort. But human emotions don't work that way. People naturally pay attention to experiences that continue making them feel emotionally alive. When relationships lose emotional variety, attention often fades with it. Part 2. The biggest mistake: chasing validation. One of the fastest ways attraction weakens is when a man slowly begins seeking constant reassurance. He overthinks every message. He constantly asks if everything is okay. He becomes anxious whenever she seems slightly distant. Without realizing it, his emotional focus shifts. Instead of enjoying the relationship, he begins trying to protect it. This creates pressure, and pressure often replaces attraction. Psychologists call this emotional dependency. When someone's happiness depends entirely on another person's responses, the relationship starts feeling less like a partnership and more like emotional responsibility. Healthy attraction grows when two emotionally secure people choose each other, not when one person feels responsible for regulating the other's emotions. Part 3. Why neediness pushes people away. Neediness isn't about texting too much. It's about emotional energy. Someone can send only one message, yet communicate desperation. Another person can send 10 messages and still appear calm and emotionally grounded. People subconsciously notice emotional confidence. Confidence says, "I enjoy being with you." Neediness says, "I need you to make me feel okay." Those are completely different emotional experiences. When someone feels responsible for constantly reassuring another person, they often begin emotionally withdrawing, not because they're cruel, but because emotional pressure becomes exhausting. The less pressure someone feels, the more freely they can choose connection. Part 4. Why pulling away isn't always rejection. Here's something many men misunderstand. Distance doesn't always mean she has stopped caring. Sometimes, people simply need emotional space. Life becomes stressful, responsibilities increase, mental energy changes, or emotions become confusing. Instead of allowing space, many men panic, they double text, they demand explanations, they seek immediate reassurance. Ironically, this often creates the very distance they feared. Emotionally mature people understand something important. Not every silence requires a reaction. Sometimes, patience communicates confidence more effectively than words. Giving someone room to breathe isn't giving up, it's showing respect. Part 5. How you naturally get her attention back. Now comes the question everyone asks. How do you get her attention back? The answer isn't becoming mysterious, playing games, or pretending not to care. Real attention returns when your emotional energy changes. Start investing in yourself again. Reconnect with your own goals. Spend time with friends. Develop new skills. improve your health. Build a life that feels meaningful with or without constant validation. When your emotional world becomes full, you naturally stop chasing. And interestingly, people often become more curious about those who appear emotionally fulfilled, not because they're unavailable, but because confidence creates emotional safety. When conversations happen, stay relaxed. Don't interrogate. Don't force emotional closeness. Simply enjoy the interaction. People remember how you make them feel. Calmness is attractive. Emotional stability is attractive. Self-respect is attractive. The goal isn't making someone miss you. The goal is becoming someone who naturally brings peace instead of pressure. At the end of the day, the real reason many men lose women isn't because they aren't attractive enough, rich enough, or interesting enough. It's because fear slowly replaces confidence. Pressure replaces connection, and validation replaces authenticity. The good news: every one of those patterns can change. The strongest relationships aren't built by chasing attention. They're built by becoming emotionally secure enough that attention grows naturally. If this video helped you see relationships from a new perspective, leave a like, subscribe to Mind Matters, and tell us in the comments. What do you think matters more in a relationship? Emotional confidence or constant reassurance? Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and protect your peace.